Hey there folks, this is Scott once again and welcome back to another video. This time it's going to be an unpackaging video where I got several Blu-rays in today, well 4 technically. I got one in last week, on Friday specifically. I didn't want to show that off. I figured maybe I'll wait till I get most of them in today. And I technically have another one on the way, but it's going to be a while before I get that one, so I'll just tell you what that one is. The other one that's on its way, which will take a while because it's a carrier done by DHL. It's economy shipping, so yeah, there you go. But anyways, the name of that film that's on its way is The Exterminator. It's directed by James Glickenhaus, and it's the same guy that I'm about to show this Blu-ray that did this film here, Shakedown, with Peter Weller and Sam Elliott. I've heard some good things about this film, and I never fully watched it, but it seems like there's some pretty good solid chemistry between Weller and Elliott, so it's got to be a good film, and I do like James Glickenhaus. At least the first Exterminator was okay. I've yet to see The Protector with Jackie Chan. I hear there's like 2 different versions. The American version done by Glickenhaus, which was a lot shorter, then Chan did his own version, which is actually a lot longer. And I have seen another film that he did once called Slaughter of Innocents. I don't know if that's on Blu-ray or DVD, but I know it had veteran actor Scott Glenn in it, so I haven't really seen much of what Glickenhaus has done lately. He probably didn't really do much after that, but yeah, I'm glad to have this, and I'll be glad to have The Exterminator on Blu-ray whenever it finally shows up, so there you go. Now, the rest I have not opened, and I will get these open, so I'll show this off. Yep, and I got this on the 15% sale this day on Blu-ray. The other ones in this pack were there's about 3 of them in there, and the seller was already having, if you buy one, you get the other 2 off for 15% as well. And on top of that, eBay had a 15% sell off that day, so I figured might as well do that. Get 30% off while I can, you know? Know what I'm saying there, folks? Alright, sweet. And now, guess what? I have both Waxwork 1 and 2, Lost in Time. It has a fair amount of features on there. I've heard some rumors about the second Waxwork film, which is this one here. Apparently the picture quality is a little darker, and then apparently on the trailer it's a little lighter, so that's a bit odd, but I'm still glad to have them. Originally it was like $13.98, and when I applied that 15% sale, it took it to like $11 and change, so that's not bad. So I'm glad to have these on Blu-ray, so sweet to have Waxwork on Blu-ray. It was on DVD, but I just never got around to buying it, so now I'm glad to have it, and plus it has features. I don't think the DVD had any features, so there you go. And now, here's the ultimate one. Oh yes, sweet. Got 3 Blu-rays here. Alright. Oh, hell yeah. Well, guess what? There's the little slip. We have here, like I mentioned earlier, George P. Cosmatos' previous film, before he did Leviathan, he did Cobra. Collector's Edition. And it says here, crime is a disease, meet the cure. It's got a good amount of features. Unfortunately, Stallone's not interviewed on this Blu-ray. I guess he was too busy, so he hardly ever does interviews for any of the for his previous work, unless if it was like Rocky or Rambo, but definitely not Cobra. I've yet to watch all the interviews, but I heard Brian Thompson called the director George P. comatose, apparently. So yeah. But yep, it's another collector's edition from Screen Factory. So yeah, hell yeah. I've also heard mixed things about the picture quality. Like there's a bit of a red tint, and maybe the color is not all that. But apparently, you can see things a heck of a lot better than you could on the other Blu-ray. Like apparently the previous Blu-ray, it wasn't as detailed, and plus it was dark in areas where apparently this was mastered from the negative, and it restores a lot of the film elements back like it should have. So there you go. But yeah, I'm glad to have this. And believe it or not, I have a Richard Pryor triple feature here. So there's like 3 movies on the Blu-ray here. So hell yeah, I get 3 movies. I've only seen one of them, and this is the toy at the very bottom here. I remember liking that film. Believe it or not, it was directed by Richard Donner, so the guy who did all 4 Lethal Weapon films, Superman, technically Superman 2, and I know Donner did Lady Hawk. And he also did The Goonies that same year as well, so yeah. Hopefully my computer's not... Jeez, I better charge that computer up. Bear with me for a minute, folks. I gotta charge this computer up. This is gonna eventually be a spare computer at some point. This computer pisses me off. Alright. Oh yeah, there's other movies besides The Toy, which you can tell. There's See No Evil, Hear No Evil, and I've heard about that. I remember seeing bits and pieces of it, but I've yet to fully watch it. And same with Stir Crazy. It's another Gene Wilder and Richard Pryor film, so very glad to have this. And I'm trying to remember what the price was for this. Either way you slice it, I got it even cheaper. So not bad considering that I paid. Let me see if I can pull it up, and if my computer won't have a shit fit. So bear with me. Let's see. Yeah, so 1401. That was, I think originally it was like 15 and change, and it took it down to 1401. And then of course I applied the other eBay discount, which probably took it down like another couple of dollars, I say. So that's pretty good for 3 movies. Not bad at all. No features, unfortunately, but I'm glad to have them on Blu-ray. It's very doubtful though I would do a special edition unless Columbia, whoever that, apparently this is Image Entertainment. If Columbia will get off their asses and do like a collector's edition of some kind, so yeah. But anyway, you sliced it, I'm glad to have them, so there you go. Then the final one here, that is of a film that I really enjoy. Originally Harrison Ford was going to be in this at one point, but he dropped out, and that's why the budget downsized. And that is of the film Deep Rising. This is now the Kino Lorber Blu-ray. It has a lot more features. It was on Blu-ray before, but it was with a double feature of the Puppet Masters. And I've actually heard, I think the Puppet Masters is actually getting a Blu-ray release at some point too. So I'll have to check on that. I definitely want to get that film too, because I definitely like Donald Sutherland in it, and Eric Thau, whatever his name is. He wasn't too bad, and so was Julie Warner. I don't know if she's related to David Warner, but she's another actress I don't mind. I had a fairly decent supporting cast in that film. You had Yaphet Kotto was in it, Marshall Bell, and I forget the guy. He was on Law and Order SVU. I think his name is Richard Belzer, if I'm not mistaken. So there you go. But yes, Deep Rising, I really enjoyed this film. I think Treat Williams did a solid job, and so did Famak Jonasson, if I'm pronouncing her name. She would go on to play Jean Grey in the X-Men films. You also have Anthony Held, who is basically the captain of this boat. Then you find out, well, I don't want to spoil the film, so I won't. But you also have Kevin J. Conner, who would go on to be in the Mummy films, or technically the first one, because this film was directed by Stephen Sommers, actually. I don't know if you can tell, but he would go on. He would do the first 2 Mummy films. He did Van Helsing. He did another film that I remember I liked. I don't know if it was before this. Well, he wrote a film that I liked. It was called Gunmen with Christopher Lambert and Mario Van Peebles. I'd like to get that film if it ever gets a widescreen release. It's on DVD, but it's in full screen, so there you go. But yeah, I'm very glad it has the features. Unfortunately, Treat Williams is not interviewed, and that kind of sucks, because I know he likes the film, but I guess they couldn't get to him in time or something, so yeah. But it's got interviews with the actors of Wes Studi. I forgot to mention he was in this film. He's actually a solid actor I liked. He's in films like Last of the Mohicans. I remember liking that film. And you also have him in a movie called Geronimo, and I believe he was in Street Fighter, believe it or not, the movie. And he was in something else too. He's been in a lot of other films I can't remember, but those are the films I remember most of them, that I remember him being at the time. But yeah, what? I have the... Oh my gosh, this thing. Okay. I tell you, my computer likes to have a shit fit. You're gonna be a spare. You're gonna be a spare. But yeah, these are all the Blu-rays that I got, and I'm very glad to have them. Got them when they were cheap, and took advantage of the discounts. You know, you gotta take advantage of the discounts. Technically, this wasn't the only thing I bought. In fact, it's over there. I bought a V-belt tensioner for my vehicle whenever I plan on doing some extensive work to it when I get around to it. I plan on doing some front-end work if I can get to it, if I'm not too fucking lazy. Hopefully the weather being that it's calm and not too hot but not too cold, being a moderate temperature, I think I'll be okay. Hopefully I can get it done this week if I feel up to it. So, but yep, very glad to have these, and technically I have another one on the way, but it's going to take forever to get here. Well, I'm going to end it here. I'm actually going to do some workout and do some cardio and do some push-ups, trying to stay healthy, you know. Just want to live a little, you know. All right. I'll see you later in another video at some point. Later.